Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Megan Campbell and this is maconSTUFF. Okay, so it's time. The moment none of you have been waiting for has finally arrived. Today I'm going to be carving a skull out of this white billiard ball. Or should I say, try to carve. So while I was trying to find some reference material to help me with this carving, I came across a couple of images and videos of a sanding attachment that can be used in a dremel. Now, used with a really low grit sandpaper, it appears that this tool is really helpful in roughing out the shape of the skull before moving on to any details. Now, try as I might, I couldn't find anything like that locally, so I took it upon myself to try and make something like that. And this is what I ended up with. Now, I've done a couple of tests with this and so far it seems to be working perfectly. I have got a Velcro pad under here and at the moment I've got a 60 grit piece of sandpaper stuck on here, which I'm going to replace shortly with a 40 grit sandpaper in order to rough out the skull in this billiard ball. So to further help myself on this carving journey, I found these reference images. This was on Leroy's Wooden Tattoos YouTube page. Now he's only got a couple of really short videos on there. Most of them are just slideshows, which is exactly what this one was. And I took screenshots of each of the slides and put them together on a piece of paper. Now the nice thing about this is that it shows a whole bunch of steps of the process of carving a skull. So I'm hoping this is going to be really helpful in flushing out the basic shape of the skull. Another thing I got is this plastic skull. This seems to be relatively anatomically correct, except for underneath here. It doesn't have all the holes and things that a normal skull does. But this is close enough to give me a good idea, and because it's an actual model, I can look at the model from all sorts of different angles, and hopefully that is also going to help me with this carving. So with all that said, I think it's time to get started. Alright guys, there we go, it's done. Now technically this isn't the first skull that I've ever carved. About 3 years ago when I first got my Dremel, I did try and carve a skull, but that was more a stylized kind of skull based on an old skull ring that I had. And shortly after that I carved a crow skull inspired by a video that I saw by Bobby Duke. If you'd like to see any of those, I'll leave a link for them up here. But this is the first time basically that I've tried to carve a skull that is somewhat anatomically correct. Now I'm definitely not going to claim that it is anatomically correct, but this is definitely the best that I can come up with at the moment. Now I know that I could have put in a whole lot more detail than I did right here, but at some point you reach a point of diminishing returns. The only way I'm going to get better at this is by repetition. Every single time that I carve something like this, I'm going to get just a little bit better each time. But with that said, I am still very much stoked with how this turned out. It is most definitely the best attempt at a skull that I've done so far. The only thing that I'm not really crazy about is the teeth. I was really struggling to get the detail that I wanted, and I also think that they're a little too uniform. The next time I try and make something like this, I'm going to try and add a little bit more variation and randomness in the teeth, try and give them a little bit more character. But all in all, as I said, I'm really happy with the result, and I look forward to trying more of these in the future. So with all that said, once again, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments or suggestions, drop them down below, and as always, till next time, keep making stuff.